Hello, good evening, and welcome to the Panorama. I'm your host, Joel Rekla, and here we are again on Fridays. And don't forget repeats and reruns. That's actually 9 times a week with the same program. Anyhow, tonight I'm very, very happy that my special guest been here. This is her second time in my show. The first time that she was here, she sang that French song, which I would discuss later. And now she sang 3, including the national anthem of Ukraine. Oksana Pikush was born and raised in the famous historical center of Ukrainian folk art town Petrikivka. After graduating from a music school violin in Ukraine, she moved to Canada and took up classical vocal training at McGill University. She had overcome several serious health illness in order to continue her artistic passions, including a stroke in 2020. Oksana has 20 years of combined experience as a group performer and soloist. She organized singing duets and collaborated with many artists and groups in Canada and Ukraine, including the Nightingale Music Festival, Sheraton Cardwell Orchestra, a highly acclaimed Toronto-based choir, Vesnivka. She also been coaching vocalists from all ages, and some of the students have gone to continue vocals at the University of Toronto. Oksana Pikush. You're beautiful.
Thank you so much. Yes, but I have to say, I'm not the only Oksana by far right now in Toronto, because lately...
But you're the only Oksana Pikush.
True. Because right now, actually, this name is Oksana. Name is becoming very popular because we do have quite a bit of newcomers from Ukraine because of the current political situation.
How many people from Ukraine came over to Toronto or Canada already by this time?
Actually, it's...
refugees?
No, it's not a refugee. There has been established, I'm very thankful to actually Canadian government and also to Ukrainian diaspora, because I strongly believe that diasporas are very strong. So whoever, has cultural background in whatever culture they are, it's very important to stay together and pay attention to what's happening in their countries, because when the I will say war enveloped in Ukraine, Ukrainian diaspora here became quite active, and they were the ones who actually brought this up to the attention of the media, to the worldwide, basically.
It's about time that we all, as immigrants, all of us are immigrants in Canada. It's about time to help our co-immigrants also, because if they were the other way around, they would also help. You know what I mean?
I think so.
Yeah.
But also, it's today world, for decades now, we've been talking about globalization, whether it's a good thing or a bad thing. And debate was extremely heated, and the politicians and scientists and economists were involved. However, right now, it proves to be that globalization has a lot of minuses, especially when it comes to situation like, let's say, one country invades the other. And because of the intertwined economic ties, it's difficult even to pose some significant sanctions on the invader country.
That's the major thing that we need against the Russians, in sanctions. Economic sanctions and prayers is what the Ukrainians need very badly, because who suffers in this war? The children. I cannot take it, because I have my own children. If my children happens to be in Ukraine, I think I would rather be the one to be in the front than my children. We need prayers.
Powerful country, which takes on some sort of initiative. And
but before we go on, I would like to mention to our people who watch us, Mira Yevshelbenko is also Ukrainian. That's been here before many times, and you're the second time
Yes,
here.
Мирослава
Yeah.
Солов'яненко, yes.
Oksana is going to sing us a Ukrainian anthem, a beautiful melody. And the second one will be Maestro Spaiti.
Місто спить,
Okay,
the city is sleeping.
The third one is Rush.
Рушничок.
Okay, means embroidered towel or monogram towel.
It's in Ukrainian tradition to
And it says,
embroider.
mother of mine.
It's, yes, dear mother of mine, yes.
Now we're going to listen to Oksana sing the national anthem of Ukraine. Let's put it on.
Захистимо України і славу і волю, побудуємо разом, браття, щасливую долю. Згинуть наші воріженьки, як роса на сонці, запануєм і ми, браття, у своїй сторонці. Душі тіло ми положим за нашу свободу і докажем, що ми браття козацького роду. Душі тіло ми положим за нашу свободу і покажем, що ми браття козацького роду.
Now we're back with our show, the Panorama, and of course we have our good friend here, Oksana Pikush. Yeah, you want to say something about the Ukrainian anthems that you did?
Yes, Ukrainian anthem is a very special song. It was created at the time when Ukraine was struggling for independence. Regardless of what's been known, Ukrainian language and Ukrainian culture existed for hundreds of years. And there was a long struggle of Ukrainian people to have independent country. And the anthem was written basically in exile, and the first beginning of the first verse was meant that Ukrainian glory of Ukraine is not perished yet, that there will be a time of...
Who wrote the song?
Well, patriots, and I'll send you a little excerpt about the name, the author.
Yeah. And the second one?
But what I wanted to mention, so right now, a lot of people, they feel like it's time to make anthem more connected to the reality. And what it was in my heart, just one morning I woke up after the war broke out, and I started to feel, it was about 2 months into the war, and I realized that we are strong, that Ukrainian people are strong, and we are getting support of regular people all around the world. And my feelings were that we should sing that we will protect Ukraine, and we are going to build happy future all together as Ukrainian brothers. And in the version that I did, that's what I'm saying in Ukrainian, and it actually rhymes pretty well. The second song is The City is... Місто спить, The City is Sleeping. It was popularized by a quite famous singer, Casey Tsisek or Kvitka Tsisek. She was actually born and raised in the United States.
Oh.
And she was a professional soprano. And she, for decades, she was singing for different advertisings, like for Ford and for different big companies. And she did sing classical music. And actually, there is a famous movie which she sang a song to, and the movie later on received an Oscar. However, basically, she was never credited while she was alive, and only after her death, her name was basically put into, made public, that actually it was her
Before
voice.
I forget, I would like you to mention to you that there's two famous Hollywood movie stars who are either Ukrainian. Dustin Hoffman is Ukrainian. Do you know that?
Yes, I've heard it. I've read about it. But that song, "City is Sleeping," to me right now, it actually
Who was on the show? Who was on the movie? Actor? Ukrainian actor?
No. It's an American story. It's Debbie Boone, actually.
Debbie Boone.
Okay, so what happened basically after movie became famous? Father
I think
of
I
Debbie
know what
Boone
you're talking about. Yes.
purchased the rights
Yes.
to that song and made Debbie sing the song. But what Debbie did, actually, she copied Kvitka Tsisek's dynamic and.
Thank you again very, very much. A million thanks to you. Ladies and gentlemen, Oksana Pikush.
Місто спить, згасли вогні, разом гуляли з тобою всю ніч ми. Перші признання, згадка прощання, де тепер вони? Пригадали, зустрічі ждали, та пройшли ті дні. Ти сказав, і в час біди дружби такої ніхто не зітре з землі. Довга розлука, віддалі мука, ти в душі завжди. Вдаль попореш, все покинеш,
Now we're back with our show, The Panorama, and of course we have our good friend here, Oksana Pikush. Let's talk about the third one.
The third one is Rushnechok, and it's a tradition, for woman, mother to embroider the towel.
Yeah.
And when people getting married, young people, they supposed to stand on the embroidered towel, and it's supposed to symbolize as a road of life. In that song, actually, it's a son remembers as his mother sent him off in the world, and she gave this embroidered towel with him. So every time he looks at it, it feels to him like on that towel, all the birds and flowers become alive, and he sees the Ukrainian fields.
But this
meadows.
is not a movie. They didn't make a movie out of this, eh?
Not.
This just symbolizes
maybe that's a good idea. It's an extremely popular song. Pretty much everybody knows that song, and it's the melody. It's like the last words that mother's eyes are following her son through that towel. Doesn't matter where he is in the world.
Sometimes important things or non-important things symbolizes something big, and this is one of them. Now, let's change the topic.
Yes.
What have you been doing lately?
On one hand, it feels like I'm not doing nearly.
But
like
you've been
half
singing
enough.
lately. You also continue singing.
Actually, in 2020, I took completely the whole year off because after the stroke, I did have a significant impairment. I had the impairment of my short-term memory, my speech, also.
Doesn't sound like it right now.
I had to work.
God protected you.
That's another thing. When we're thinking about the COVID and lockdowns, sometimes strange things like this can be blessing in disguise. I had a lot of projects to participate in, but stroke happened January 5th, and then
That was just the beginning of COVID.
Yes. So when the lockdown happened, actually,
Were you in the hospital?
That's another funny thing. I was not checked for the stroke when 911 was called. They thought I'm just having very high blood pressure, and basically my neighbor, she saved my life. I really don't know what would have happened. Stroke that I experienced, it's called young stroke, and young people, age of 16, even sometimes 14, 20 can have that stroke due to like a quick turn of head, like for example, if somebody is very active, people have to be very careful. So it took me a year of rehabilitation pretty much.
I will help you, whatever you want to, just let me know because of the war in Ukraine. Tell me, what can I do?
Well,
We'll use the television, I've used the radio. My radio show will be starting in October. I will be back on radio.
That's wonderful. Basically, I want simply people to know that true wars are only benefiting people who are at the top somewhere, but for regular people, especially for children, it's absolutely devastating.
I cannot take that, especially the children.
And what I would ask of your viewers, people, if they can simply be open-hearted, and if they see somebody Ukrainian, just smile.
Yeah.
Because you know what? It's not easy. You can withstand physically a lot of hardship, but psychologically, it's much more difficult. And also, maybe simply just do a little thing for one person. Like, people start to think, oh my God, what should I do? What charity should I join or something? you know, if you can just do a little help to one person, for example, what I'm doing right now, actually, I opened my house to a lady I did not know.
God bless you.
Yes, it's a young woman. I'm not going to mention her name because I don't like. I think she would like to keep her privacy. But she's a lovely lady, and she is pregnant. So absolutely unexpected for myself. We are waiting for baby's arrival.
She sings? Teach her how to sing.
Maybe definitely that's something that I'm thinking about right now. Actually, I am looking for basically sponsors who would be interested in helping me to create an album of lullabies for children. And I would like to include different lullabies. I know from experience that my voice is soothing for children. They are reacting quite well.
I'll give you a name, you can talk to her. I have a Filipino girl who owns a school for children in vocal and dramatic and acting lessons. Mm-hmm. She had 3 branches, Scarborough, Mississauga, I don't know, there was Winnipeg, I think. Josie De Leon. She was here twice already too. Okay, we don't have enough time. Thank you again very, very much. A million thanks to you. Ladies and gentlemen, Oksana Pikush.
Thank you.
Рідна мати моя, ти ночей не доспала, ти водила мене у поля край села, і дорогу далеку, ти мене на зорі проводжала. І рушник вишиваний на щастя дала, і дорогу далеку, ти мене на зорі проводжала, і рушник вишиваний на щастя, на долю дала. Я візьму той рушник, простелю, наче долю, тихім шелесті трав, щебетанні дібро, і на тім рушничкові оживе все знайоме до болю, і дитинство, й розлука, і вірна любов. І на тім рушничкові оживе все знайоме до болю, і розлука й твоя материнська любов. Хай на ньому цвіте росяниста доріжка,